Hey family, and welcome back to the channel. Now y'all, can we take just a moment of loudness, not silence. This is what healing looks like, okay? When your sis decided to take her power back and feel my best again. Now, the scale is down 30 pounds in 3 months. Yes, you heard me right. And that don't even tell half my story. My energy is through the roof. My gut ain't fighting me no more. And I finally feel like myself again, dare I say it. Make sure that you comment and share this video with someone who can use it, y'all. And make sure you comment because that engagement really counts and allows the video to grow and for others to get this great information. And I wouldn't be here without y'all. And make sure you check out the LTK shop for all the items that I mentioned that are going to keep you on the healthy track.
Drnina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
Listen, between you and I, this journey hit way different than my first weight loss rodeo. Back in my 20s, I had, or felt like I had, all the time in the world. No babies, no mortgage, no stress, no packing lunches for other people other than myself. After having my baby, my body was different. And everybody ain't having babies, but you might have some type of life experience that seems to allow weight to creep up for you. For a while, I felt like a stranger in my own skin, but I refused to accept that this was just mom life now. I knew in my soul that I could feel my best, and I was determined to find a way that worked with my life and not against it. And I know many of y'all can relate, and if you can, click like, because in the world we're in right now, in this America too, we got to make sure we're taking the best care of ourselves. If it's not just for the scale, it's just to make sure that we are okay because things is crazy. And y'all, speaking of things that work with your life, you know I'm always trying to help you on that tip. And that's where today's sponsor comes in. Let me introduce you to Hume, who's sponsoring today's video. And those of you all who know, for the past few months, I've been talking about Hume because they've changed the way that I track my health journey, especially since I'm working on the badass mama Nina update 2.0 for this summer and for my life. The Body Pod by Hume is basically like having that $20,000 body scan from the gym right in the comforts of your own home. This isn't just another scale, It's a full body analyzer that changes the way that I view my own progress. And what makes this different from a regular scale? It has 8 frequency sensors to scan your entire body. We're talking arms, legs, torso, and even heart health with a 98% medical grade accuracy. Let me show you a little more. The app breaks down everything, not just the weight, but muscle mass and body fat percentages. And that's for each part of your body. And this has been game changing for me because I realized it was only telling me a part of my story. For example, over the past 3 months, there were actually weeks where my weight barely changed, but I could actually see that I was losing body fat and gaining muscle mass. And for some people, that's enough to get discouraged and actually give up. But the Body Pod showed me what was really happening in my own body. It even gives you personal insights and actions based on your sleep, nutrition, and activity data. It's like having a health coach analyzing your data and telling you exactly what to focus on next. No more guesswork, because who want to guess with all this? We already have enough to guess about. Now, if you want to try the Hume Body Pod for yourself, I have an amazing discount code that stacks on top of their current sale, and that's for up to 50% off. Just use my code NINA at checkout. The code is valid for 7 days, so don't wait too long. I've linked everything for you down in the description box below. Y'all, let's go ahead and jump into that workout approach and let's demystify it. Now, one of the biggest game changers this go round was realizing that I did not need to use some fancy gym membership or high-level program in order for me to transform my body and my gut. Y'all, this, as in my home, is where the magic happens. And that's between loads of laundry, Zoom calls, and all my work in between. So the hack for me is that I use the Future app. And what it does is it gives me a different focus every day. I actually am paired with a coach. And this is not sponsored by them, but we go through lower body, upper body, core, calisthenics, and cardio. The works. I spend about an hour working out about 4 days a week, and then I squeeze in 30-minute sessions about 2 times a week or on the other days. That's it. Just me, my walking pad, my stepper, my hip thrust machine, all of us chilling and keeping it real at home. And I'm gonna link all those items down below. They'll be in my LTK. And here's the part that most people don't emphasize. Consistency beats intensity every time. 6 moderately challenging workouts a week will transform your body faster than any one killer session. It's especially if it leaves you too sore to move on the other days. So you're better off just trying to get some movement in and figure out something that will work for you. A lot of people are shocked when they come over to our house and they see that that's where I work out most of the time. Yeah, I still go to the gym sometimes, but it's wonderful to get it in your house, baby. There's so many apps, so many other things that you can use that really make the journey pleasant, like Daily Burn, Body. There's some others that I've had access to, but I tell you that Future app has been everything, and I have a code down below for you. Now, I know most of us are tired of it, but let's jump into that nutrition approach. Y'all know what they say. Abs are made in the kitchen, but this is where most people get it all wrong. I'm going to take y'all on a quick tour of what's keeping my body nourished. I want to be real with you about what's in my kitchen. But let me first say that I follow a macros breakdown, and it's just one that works for me. So I started off with a nutritionist, and I had her for about a year. She's amazing. I stay lower carb, around 75 or less grams a day, high protein around 155 grams a day, and moderate fat around 65 grams or less a day. Some of my ride or dies include turkey tenderloins, real good low carb chicken products, rotisserie chicken, shirataki noodles, tuna, all the veggies, especially broccoli, mixed vegetable medleys, spinach, and cucumbers. Don't sleep on them berries, y'all. And the ratio yogurts, those have been clutch for my protein goals. So here's a look inside. Oh, what it is, yo. Oh, what's up? Okay, y'all. Look, back in the day, my OGs know I used to take you on full tours of my fridge, like biz and all. Today, I'm just going to show you some of the items that I'm using daily. I told y'all I get in a lot of protein every day, about 150 grams or more per day. So there are key things in my life and in my family's life that help us to get there. So let me show you some of the items. I know Ratio has a regular yogurt, but I love their 25 grams of protein yogurt. Keep boxes on deck, baby, because the baby likes it too. It's only 3 grams of total, shut up fridge, 3 grams of total sugar as well as 9 total carbs. So it's not horrible. I hate total 0%. Now I don't just eat this straight out. I usually mix it with things. So if I have like tuna, or if I have like a wrap, or if we're having Mexican style food, I use it as my sour cream. I make a lot of different sauces last longer because, like, for instance, I'm a sauce girl, so I even like getting sometimes this Hidden Valley Ranch Light, and I'll mix it with the faje because it gives it a lot more protein, and it also limits the amount of calories that I'm going to get from a straight up ranch, right? Because it's a light ranch, so it just gives me a little taste of something. Okay, keep a bone broth, baby. We love the chicken bone broth. Why? Because 2 cups of this is giving you almost 20 grams of protein and only 80 calories. Okay, I love to keep these around. The Premier Protein Shakes, these have 30 grams of protein per serving, so these are really good, and I think they're still reasonably priced. But what in this world is reasonably priced anymore? And I hope we can still get them with all this tariff business. Okay, La Banderita 0 carb counter tortilla wraps. Love these. They taste so good, y'all. Remember when them tortilla wraps used to taste like doo-doo? These do not. Okay, so do buy them. Oh, Mexican shred at Kroger. Now most places are going to have a reduced fat style cheese. You want to try that out if you are trying to have just lower fat. I like to have some fat in my diet, of course, but I do watch it where it's not super extra. But this is great because you get 90 calories, 5 grams of fat per serving. Of course, it's low in carbs, and it's 7 grams of protein per serving. So, but the real magic happens in the freezer. Okay, look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna go through a few key things here. What we do have: no sugar added ice cream. If we want to like a little sweetness in our lives, we keep bags of Normandy mixed vegetables. I keep a lot of ground meats around, ground turkeys, ground chicken. They're cheaper and they also last longer. Okay, you can freeze them and pull them out, thaw them, and use them as you need them. I love these Purdue air fryer ready wings, baby. These is so good. Do you hear me? Like 3 ounces of edible portions. That's about 3 to 4 little wings. And then you get 13 grams of protein. So I do like these. They're tasty. They have them in the lemon pepper as well as the hot. So we have both. We keep them around because every now and again, we just need a nice little, something to get us in there and help us feel better. Back here I have more more ground meats and ground turkey. This is chicken thighs. I absolutely love keeping chicken thighs around. Another thing we love keeping is this chicken and maple breakfast sausage. This is by Applegate. Almost everything by Applegate is delicious, y'all. Simply steamed broccoli with triple berry medley. And y'all, I'm sorry about my fridge. My fridge be angry when you keep it open. And cauliflower, frozen cauliflower. I talked about granola. This granola right here, what you don't realize though is this keto. Okay, pick this up all day, either at Sam's, they have it at Walmart. You know, we ain't always shopping at them places. Y'all know why. For a full serving, you get 16 grams of fat. So our keto people, you will be satisfied there. There's 4 grams of protein, but get this, you know how many carbs be in your granola. This is 3 grams of dietary fiber, 9 grams of carbohydrates. So per serving, you're getting about 2 net carbs because of the input here. So y'all, when I tell you this stuff is freaking-licious, oh, we are hooked. We keep it around. It's delicious. It keeps you full, and also just gives you something to look forward to. Okay. The isolate protein dimetized powder. We use that for a whole lot of stuff. Okay, it's family size. We love veggie straws. The little baby loves them too. But for those of you that are really trying to cut those carbs, Quest chips, baby. Quest protein chips, and also it's going to pump up the protein. I also like the Quest cheese crackers. So if you're a cheesy girl or guy, these are really, really good. I keep a lot of canned vegetables. We keep some of the Magic Spoon cereal, which is lower in carbs and keto. You see some of the baby's food. But also, we got that Catalina Crunch up there. Y'all know I love that. That is lower in carbs and keto friendly. This is shirataki pasta with oat fiber. What this is it's a low carb and keto friendly pasta. And y'all, it actually tastes really good. You would boil it and make it just like you do your regular noodles. You, of course, don't keep them on as long, but they really do take on seasoning very, very well. So I am a cold coffee girl. Hunter took away my love of hot coffee when I had her. Well, when I got pregnant with her. But I like to keep around some of the sugar-free syrups by Torani. Stock cold brew coffee. They have different kinds, y'all. So I try to get the one that has no sugar in it. I love this Zero Coffee Mate. And if you're trying to stay away from the dairy, there's also the Silk Almond Creamer, okay? But here's what most people miss about nutrition, sis. Rotation is key. Eating the same foods every day might seem clean, but it can actually create some food sensitivities and make you want to dive in head first to a pizza by week 2. So you're better off coming up with a list or menu of items that really keep you satiated, but are also good to you. And if you don't think they're good, get you some seasoning, sis. Get you some stuff to make it taste good, okay? Our seasoning cabinet is on 10. Okay, my husband don't like to do nothing without seasoning, neither do I. So just zhuzh your stuff up, rotate it, and you'll find that you're more satisfied. And also throw in some days where you do something different. I like to go for a little bit of sushi, and I actually ask them to roll the sushi without rice. You might have to pay an upcharge, but it's absolutely worth it, y'all. It's one of my favorite foods to have, and if I can't have it with the rice, I'm gonna have it some kind of way. So y'all, can we take a moment and talk about the stress factor? That's the elephant in the room. As women, and especially moms or not, we carry so much. And stress literally changes the way that your body processes everything, especially the food that you eat. Some days, one of the best things I did for myself was put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I would take a hot bath or a hot shower and go to bed early. Did you know that your cortisol levels are no joke when it comes to stubborn fat? So a lot of times, especially when we have weight gain or weight issues, it's because that built up level of cortisol is coming in. We're in fight or flight mode all the time. And that's why right now I've been trying to turn off my TV, turn off the news, a lot of different things. Even though I cannot dwell like the world ain't crazy, okay? I still need to make sure that I'm taking care of me first because nothing else moves. And friend, we need to get into that gut healing protocol. The foundation of my transformation was healing my gut first. Because when your gut is inflamed, nothing else works right. Your hormones get thrown off, your cravings go crazy, and your body ends up holding on to every ounce of water and fat. I had to start by identifying my own personal food triggers. For me, that was gluten, dairy, and artificial sweeteners. I spent about 2 weeks completely or lowly eliminating most of these things. And by day 10, the constant bloating started to subside. And then I added in some gut healing foods. Y'all, bone broth? Keep a bone broth, baby. We love the chicken bone broth. Has become my best friend. And not no super expensive, fancy, flashy ones. I just go to the Kroger or the H-E-B. And I even throw in a little bit of fermented foods like sauerkraut. I also took a little bit of supplements in order to support my gut. L-glutamine, a quality probiotic, and digestive enzymes with meals. Of course, consult with your doctor before starting any supplements. And I've completely restricted a lot of the ways that I eat. Smaller, more frequent meals, sitting down without distractions, chewing thoroughly, and making sure every meal has proteins, fiber, and healthy fats. And I also fast. I'm on the 16-8 protocol. I start eating every day around 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and I shut it down by about 8:30 or 9. Now let's spin the block just a little bit to the nutrition deep dive. Now let's talk even more specifics about what I actually eat day to day. Now for my first meal, it's always protein forward. I'm going to do some yogurt or protein yogurt or Greek yogurt, especially with berries. And I love my Nutrill granola. It's so good and it's low carb, y'all. I might have a Premier protein shake or make my own. I even got like my new little portable smoothie machine. And I love spinach and maybe a little bit of nut butters. My next meal is typically a bigger salad or rotisserie chicken added on or on its own. Tuna, loads of vegetables, I don't care what kind. And a simple olive oil dressing. And sometimes if I want to jazz it up, I have like some light ranch by Hidden Valley. Theirs is really good. For my last meal, I usually have those shiitake noodles I was telling you about. They're basically carb free. I'll use stir fry or pasta alternatives like that. And I'll pair those with my turkey tenderloin or chicken tenderloins or any roasted vegetables. The key here is volume eating. I want my plate full, but with foods that support my goals. For my snacks and in between, I like to have protein shakes. I love cottage cheese paired with a little bit of berries and even Greek yogurt. And every now and again, yes, I do have treats. I love Italian cream cake, and every now and again, I'll bake myself a cookie. And even Halo Top has a really good lower sugar cookie option. And dark chocolate, even though I'm not a big chocolate girly, is pretty good as well. So let's talk a little bit about timeline and challenges. So what did my 3-month journey actually look like? Month 1 was primarily gut healing and establishing my routines. Even though I was generally healthy, I still needed something to jumpstart and jump kick my body into gear. I lost about 8 pounds of water weight and inflammation. Now month 2 is when the magic happened. Y'all, my workouts felt so much stronger. And even though I started back working out after my baby was born, I now had more energy. My cravings decreased during that time and my body released about 12 pounds of weight. Month 3 was all about that fine tuning. Okay. I lost 10 pounds around that time. But more importantly, my gut issues were getting better altogether. They're still there a little bit, but they're getting much better. I also had an allergy test done and found out I wasn't allergic to anything. Got my thyroid checked. Got a lot of other things checked and tried to find out some preventative measures for reducing the chances of cardiac problems and other issues, which might run in my family. I'm adopted, so I don't know. And was it all smooth sailing? Absolutely not. Okay. I got sick 1 week, had a family visit the next week, and there was definitely nights where I was too exhausted to cook anything or make anything, and my husband was so gracious to make sure that happened. But here's the difference. I didn't let any of my setbacks become derailments because even though it had been much easier for me years ago, I had to pull back from that book and remember what I could do now that was within my purview in order for me to reach my goals. And you could do the same. I practice what I call the very next meal philosophy too. Whatever happened at the last meal is done. Now, I ain't gonna go crazy or nothing, but it's over. You just get back on track with the very next one and count your blessings. So let's talk about my lessons learned, okay? So the lessons that I've learned through this journey. 1, healing your gut is the foundation of everything. 2, protein is queen, especially for women over 30. 3, consistency over perfection always. 4, your environment shapes your habits. I made my home a place where healthy choices are the easiest choices. 5, rest and recovery are not optional. They're where transformation actually happens. So there you have it. This is how your auntie, sister, cousin lost 30 pounds in 3 months while managing a household, a career, and still having a semblance of a personal and social life. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember this. I didn't do everything perfectly from day one. I started with healing my gut and then layering in the other habits as I built momentum. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. This is going to give you more content on health, wellness, and navigating life as a busy woman who refuses to put herself as last on her list of priorities. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway or your questions. And until next time, remember, small, consistent habits create massive transformations. Love y'all, and I mean it. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll signing out. Peace.